folks, so we are in the studio for our very first podcast. This is Mark and Lauren on Through Two Lenses. So what's the crack, Lauren? How you getting on?
I'm doing pretty good today.
Happy days.
Getting ready for the storm tomorrow.
We have a storm. We have Storm Ewan, is it, or something?
Yeah, I think so. Ewan or something.
Ewan or something
I'm probably wrong because I didn't look at it. I just saw E and I made it up, you know?
So I think it's 100 miles an hour winds we're going to be hit with.
Yeah, I'm a little nervous. I'm scared of the wind, so I'll be hiding in the bathroom.
The joys of it. So... episode 1 is backstory, Lauren. We are going to chat a wee bit about how we got into photography, how we kind of implement around our process to get to here. So we're going to start with you because I know yours is way cooler than mine.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, Jesus. So go for it. How did you start out from America and then finding yourself in Donegal?
Yeah, well, I mean... in my 20s, like my early 20s, I was touring. My first band that I kind of like noticed that I loved photography was on the Van Halen tour. There was a photographer named Robert Yeager, and I was just so engulfed in like what he was doing, like how, you know, like how do you have all this gear? Like what are all these straps? Like what's going on? You know, and then he would be running all over the place, taking all these photos. And you know, then when I was on the stage looking at the show, and I was like, gosh, like there's photographers like in the pit, and there's Robert. And
what was your position in the city? What were you doing with the band?
So on that tour, I was just doing like dressing rooms. I was decorating. I know most people don't really know what that means, but like it sounds as it is. I was decorating dressing rooms. We carried our own furniture. I had to make sure all the food was in the dressing rooms and stuff as well. So
kind of like a runner, like in a film set, or kind of
pretty much. But you had to deal with the artists. Like,
I can imagine.
You know, I had to do crazy things. You know, so making sure.
So what was the area? See, when you're kind of like focusing on what you're saying there about seeing the photographers, what can entice you into getting your hands on the camera? Was there any kind of parts?
Yeah, like, you know, just he would show me his pictures and he would be like, oh, you know, and show me his website. And I was like, Jesus, like he was amazing. He still is a really good photographer, but that's what caught me on. And then after that, I worked for the Jonas Brothers, and there was another guy, Rob Hoffman, and he then, like, his pictures were way different. They were like really bright, you know, everything, you know, because the lights were different, and you know, and I was like, wow, that's something I just really want to do. Yeah. And as time just progressed, then I started working for a band called Whitesnake, and the singer, I was the only, you know, person backstage doing, you know, the dressing rooms, production assistant, all the things. And added on to my list was photography during the show. Right. And I used to use my phone. And then the singer was like, you should probably, you know, get like a camera. I'll buy you one for your birthday. So David Coverdale bought me a camera for my birthday. Right. And then I bought my own lens, just like a nice Canon L series. I think it was a 24 to 70 or something like that. So I started off with that, and then I realized for concert photography, you actually need a longer lens if you want to get a little closer. So.
I think some of them are like 200 to 500, like they're
massive lenses. I just used 200 to 70 to 200.
70 to 200,
So I used that, and then I just kept going with it. Like, you know, really. Just my dream was to become a tour photographer, but it never happened. But that's okay.
There's big competition, isn't there?
I don't want to do it anymore because I know what the competition is.
Weddings and portrait are awesome. I think. Yeah. You still get to meet a lot of people. Obviously, like the tours. I think you did one a few months back for someone.
What, a tour? Or
photography, yeah.
I wasn't doing photography. I was just filling in for my friend Michelle on the Nora Jones tour, but it was just like production stuff, you know.
Yeah, so straightforward. Like.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome. What brought you? So you met the love of your life and you ended up in Donegal then, more or less. Like, so Desi, he's the same guy.
Yeah.
Met Desi. And
I met Desi.
When did you started your business in 2020, wasn't it?
It was 2020, yeah. But I met Desi on the Green Day tour. Yeah. He was their chef. Their personal chef, and then I was like their dressing room person. So that's how we met, and that was it. You know, then I moved here.
I remember it was right before lockdown. Was it February 2020? You were one of my workshops.
It was February 2020. Yeah, that's right.
Because if you think about it, if you take where you're at now and you take out lockdown, a year and a half, It's like 3.5 years, but you're absolutely smashing it at the minute.
But I did photography in LA. Like I had a camera and I was doing photography all over, all the tours that I was on while I like had my job, but then I would run out to the show and get like the couple songs and I would come back and I would go back and it was like a whole...
It's kind of like one of those things where you're picking up skills without actually realising it. You're running about, you're kind of getting a flavour for it, like, so to speak. Like a lot of people I notice, like they start off mums with their kids and then they're off maternity and they start playing about with their phone and then they pick something else up and they think, oh, my baby DSLR, and they start playing about with it. So it's good to start out and play about with it, and photography, in my opinion, is getting a lot more popular and digital media is getting out there. That's kind of awesome. And you come back here and then you started coaching in a few workshops. What happened there? Who was that?
Well, just because I came to a few of your workshops and I was just kind of like, I really like this. I did a lot of photography in LA. I did the concert photography. I just did models and comedians and all the things when I was home. But then when I came here, I was like, I don't know much about like off-camera flash. I've done it before, but once I moved here, I kind of lost all my stuff because everything was a different voltage. So I had to start new.
Right.
I know, with just...
Lindsay's photo booth, it has like a transformer where it has to be converted from America to UK. I think we're 230. I'm not too sure or 240.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure the voltage in America.
It was just, all the plugs and everything. I was just like, what, I'm going to start new. And then that's what I did.
Awesome.
And then, but you have to...
Absolutely awesome. You're dropping a few names in there. I noticed what kind of bands or what kind of people? You have Green Day, you've worked with one.
Green Day, I've worked with, let's see here, Carly Rae Jepsen. I was her personal assistant. Right. So, and she had
loads
of photographers.
Canadian girl, isn't it?
Yeah, she's so sweet.
Really.
She's the sweetest. She's really nice. Who else did I work for? Gosh, two. The Jonas Brothers, like I said. Whitesnake, Van Halen, too many to name. I don't know. It just kind of becomes like smush after a while. The band that I work for now, still from home, they're like, I don't want to say they're my favorite, but they're called Shinedown, and they're just unreal. Like they're just really nice guys, like amazing performers, amazing music, and like. I wouldn't be here without them. Like they're just so supportive. And I did a lot of photos for them too, just like not my main job, but I
think a lot of people get into any kind of video production or people who have friends who play about with cameras. I think it's really good. Like, you can pick up those wee bits of skills that kind of platform you. I know you started full time here in 2020, but you probably had like 3, 4, 5 years experience before you came up to that level. That's pretty awesome. Yeah. Because I don't really have a cool backstory. I told you before we started.
Your backstory.
So I started they start with, I have no interest in photography. I didn't want to do it. I didn't even know about it. Yeah. And I was 18, moved to London, started working in, that's a storm starting to heal the rain. Yeah. That is a starting. Nice. But I moved to London, was working in demolition, and I was working in plastering, which was really well paid. Sure. And basically for about 3 or 4 years of my life, I went to the pub every weekend. It was great. Went to the nightclubs, enjoyed myself. 18, 19, 20, kind of got fed up with it, settled down, met a girl, everything was going great. I was a young dad, in my opinion, at 23. So
very young. Yeah. I mean, it's not like
super young. Yeah. It's not like 16 or 17 or something, but Killeen is now 18. She's doing great. But two things happened then in 2008. The economic recession. I don't know if you probably remember it. Like, Jesus, everybody. I wasn't getting paid for jobs. Things weren't working out in the best way. But it just affected just everyone globally. Yeah. And the second thing, I'll not go into detail too much. And the reason why I'm sharing this is I want any listeners who might be in my position at that time to kind of resonate with it and say to themselves, jeepers, that guy was in the same position I am. But I became a single dad. Kenny's mum passed away. So I had this 2-year and 2-month-old child. I was like, holy shit, packed up my things, moved back to Derry where I'm at now at the minute. But the reason being, I had a better support network. But for 2 years, I worked in offices. I don't know if you ever worked in a call centre, Lauren.
I've never worked in an office in my life except for
it feels like you're almost chained to a desk, and you go for a pee and they're on your back. And I was like, this is fucking shit. This is just... So I was looking for a career. I wasn't looking for an hour job. And I had a mate, Chris Canavan. He runs Oakley Photography. Check him out. Chris is the most talented hobbyist I've come across.
He really is.
He's amazing. Like he loves WRC, World Rally Championship motorsport, and I was at a rally with him one day, and it was like rain, like we're having now. You probably hear in the background, guys. But he was in WRC, and he said to me, "Go and hold on, I'm going to the tournament." And I think it was a Nikon D80 and a 70-200, and I had a fucking clue how to use it. And I was like walking up to our photographer, and he was the tournament. All right, buddy. Just you felt cool because you had this in your hand.
Yeah.
And then Chris came back, and Chris is one of these guys that knows a little about a lot. You asked about anything, and he knows a wee bit of information about it. And I was like going to him, how much does a photographer earn, and what lifestyle? And I will say this, that the lifestyle attracted me to photography before the actual work and the workmanship and the craft. But I really thought, hold on a minute, I can pick Killeen up from school, I can drop her at school, I can plan ahead of my days for family life, for me being a single dad, that I could work around this. And then I thought to myself then, hold on a minute, I want to get a go. So I went to college. Here's a big tip for anybody listening.
Yeah.
Going to college will whet your appetite, it will never fill your belly, in my opinion, with photography. The theoretical side and reading off books and maybe getting some hands-on projects is okay, but I feel and think that you'd be better doing a marketing course or a business course, how to run a business, because no one tells you.
I completely agree. If you have the eye for it and you just keep practicing. But I mean, that's just, I went to college for interior design and photography, but I dropped out because I was just not, I was young and dumb.
At that time, 2 years, it was like a part-time course of sitting guilds, level 2 and 3 in the UK in photography. And I'm going to be honest here again, it made me I wanted someone to hold my hand and just walk me through the process, where I found out then that when I'm on my own and if I'm doing portrait photography and I have someone in front, I'm like, oh, shit, I have to tell this person what to do. What's going on? Yeah. So I went to a camera club in 2012, and that's when I was humbled. Then when I walked in, I go, hold on, these guys are hobbyists. These guys are just messing about, and their work's tenfold mine. You shouldn't compare yourself, but I think it is important to kind of resonate with all our photographers to say, he's kind of doing, or she's kind of doing this, and I'm doing this, and kind of level yourself up, so to speak. But push come to shove, I went from the camera club, and I started applying better kind of processes to get me forward. In 2 years, I'd done like 10 shoots with the Sitting Gills course, and within 3 months, I did about 10 shoots. Right. There's a wee bit of momentum, just practicing with friends, family.
That's where it all starts.
It is. That's
literally where it all starts.
Here's something about photography, in my opinion, that I've noticed now. People want to get paid to learn instead of learn to get paid. And I think that is happening way too much. That, I can't do this job and I don't want to say no, but they're going to pay me something. So I'm going to try and learn on the job, which is probably the worst tactic to apply. But from that 2015...
Fake it till you make it.
It is kind of till you start faking and fucking it up. You're in trouble then, or coming to a wedding and all of a sudden being overwhelmed, or going on a shoot and the client's expectations are up here and your skills are kind of not on par. I'm actually checking Facebook. It was 10 years ago then, January 2015, that I actually laid this laminate floor that we're in. This used to be my studio. This is obviously now just an office podcast. But I went in here, and from that point of going in here, I was kind of like, right, okay. I started applying different methods, started disciplining myself, I think old school again, writing things down, not having them in a digital phone, writing them down and kind of getting an idea. But from that point then, I went full time 2015, weddings and portrait, and then 2017 I opened my first workshop, and now 10 years my business is going, and I'm kind of...
10 years. Isn't that crazy?
I used to have hair.
I remember the hair.
I was clinging for dear life.
You can what is it? AI some hair when we're talking about this.
I'm taking a lot of photos. I might go to Turkey. You never know.
Stop it.
No, I wouldn't.
Oh my God.
I'm grey all across there, so I wouldn't get away with it. But yeah, that's pretty much where I've gone then. I want to be shout out that anybody who's in a position, maybe like a single mum sitting at home and looking at their kid and thinking, I want a better life for them. Not even a single mum, a mum with a partner or a husband, and thinking, photography is an amazing career path. Young kids you can work around. And then when you get up to a point, like my other 2 kids with Lindsay, Asher's and now 2, and Mila's 5, but I know when Asher starts school, I'm going to do a bit more in the podcast, a bit more workshops, and then I'm going to up a little level then. But I think and feel that if for a career, I think I think sometimes we're a little bit spoiled that we can plan ahead. It's a good job, it really is. I do enjoy it, like, but
you have to be a planner kind of in this job because
I think so. Yeah, even with weddings.
If you want to know your yearly, outcome of how much you're gonna make,
and sometimes it's easy to look at that gross figure and like checking your bank, and you think, "Oh shit, I had a really good year," but your COD being your COGS, your cost of doing business, your cost of goods, there is quite a. I know this isn't about pricing, but American markets are fucking crazy.
Yeah, most.
Jesus.
It really depends because I did a course with a lady called Erica Ewig. Please, tell me I said that right. Oh my god! But she, because there were 6 people in the class, and it was all Zoom calls every week. But then I realized, yes, American pricing. They were all Americans, and American pricing. People were saying we charge $3,500. Someone was like, we charge $5,000, and then I'm like, okay. And then there was one person that charged $7,200 or something, and then I was like, well, I mean, I don't know. I feel like my work is good enough, but I feel like I don't think I can.
There isn't a market for it. I think anything over.
I hate saying that.
Yeah, no, it's the truth.
I really do.
I think in Northern Ireland, in the UK, I think if you're aiming for over £5,000, your market's 1%. We're lower 99% is.
We have less people here.
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes any sense.
I think there is a market for everybody, but obviously if you're hitting that high tier market through connections and through your end product, obviously. But the average read up 2024, I think it was, the average price for a wedding photographer was $1,700.
Yeah,
that's
Yeah.
Thereabouts.
I would say that's normal.
Americans are looking
average price for.
That's sterling. What's that? What's 1.5? Is it on dollars?
Yeah. Ish. Yeah. Like.
Yeah. So
1 point. Yeah, I think it is 1.5.
So that's you're coming in around $2,500, $3,000 dollars.
Yeah.
People might be hearing that. Holy shit, that's not a lot. But the cost of living here is probably a little bit cheaper than America.
Yeah, like groceries.
Well. Yeah, groceries.
Yeah, I would say the groceries are a big one. Healthcare is a big one.
Yeah.
You know, so it is a little bit cheaper. So yes, we are.
We have paper here, guys, and this is to keep us on track. And this is me and Lauren all the time. We just go off script and just talk about something different. So that's a backstory out of the way. We'll be back with an episode 2. And where can I find you or check out your work, Lauren?
Lauren Carroll Photos. That's it. Lauren Carroll Photos.
Facebook.
Yeah, Lauren Carroll Photos. Everything. Yeah.
And you can check me out, Mark Hamill Photography, if you want to check me out. Also check out our group, NI Photography Workshops, if you want to be nosy at that. And we'll see you guys in the next episode. Cheers.
See ya.
Bye.